So I told y'all last week that I was gonna make a video this week about how to get into CRNA school. A lot of people wanna know. And I said this last week, I'm gonna say it this week again. This is a new generation. This is a new wave of people. Because when I went into nursing school, I knew since I was 5. I knew since I was 5 I was gonna be a nurse. Since I was 5 years old. My mom worked in the same nursing home. She started off as a laundry lady, and she worked in that same nursing home for years, right? Forever. And I used to be in that nursing home and I saw the nurses. They gave me candy, they had nice cars, right? Their car wasn't breaking down on them and stuff. And I was like, I want to be that. Now, people are like, future CRNA. What it's telling me is that you're just going through this process to get to the next step, which is not where anyone's mind should be. I'm telling you all right now, I'm stressing this because it is important. If you get an ICU nurse job, if you get an ICU job, maybe you have to go through a step-down unit first or a med-surg unit or something, and you get an ICU nurse job, focus on being a good ICU nurse. That should be on your mind, right? Even if you have an end goal, oh, I want to be a CRNA somewhere in the future. So you're in school right now. Let's start from the beginning. Make good grades, right? Make good grades in your undergrad. You're going to need your BSN. You get into your nursing program. Continue to make good grades in your nursing program. I would say a 3.5 or above is good. I just learned the fact the average GPA for our program was 3.7 is what a student told me. And there were some that were lower. They just had to prove that they were able. Some people had to take graduate courses to prove, hey, I messed up my freshman year of college. I was out and I didn't care about graduate school at all. So I messed up. I'm much more intelligent than that. I'm much more mature than I was then. Let me prove that to you. They took graduate courses and proved it. So get a high GPA. Then your next step is going into ICU. Some people have different feelings on this, and I understand why. You can either go through med-surg cardiac tele. Being brand new in the ICU is difficult, but it is possible. You just have to commit yourself. And succeeding in the ICU as a new nurse, you really need to accept that in your bottom of the totem pole, you need to learn as much from everyone, the aides and the nurses alike. You need to accept that you're going to need to study. I studied every night. I made notes every day. And I went home and I reviewed them. So you need to continue to study a lot, and you're so far behind these people. It takes like 6 months to a year to finally get comfortable. You need multiple years of ICU experience. So you've made your good grades, you've become a good ICU nurse, and then you decide, I want to go to CRNA school. And again, I'm speaking from my own personal experience. I think a lot of programs are like this. It takes a year from application to actually go into CRNA school. So you put in your application. If they select you, you'll go through an interview process, and the interview is not like a, hey, why'd you want to be a CRNA? Hey, if you could be a candy bar, what would you be? The interview is really them testing you on your knowledge of where you're at. So you do cardiac ICU. They ask you, okay, explain Levophed to me. Explain SVR was one of my questions. Explain SVR to me. So you answer those questions to the best of your ability. If you don't know something, admit that you don't know it and learn it. And they'll look at you as a whole. They'll say, okay, this person made these grades, this person did this experience, this was their CCRN scores, these were their GRE scores, and then they'll decide. And then you'll get the letter. You got into CRNA school, you didn't get into CRNA school. So that's really the process for it. And for those interested, welcome. Continue to make the profession great. One of the best quotes that I was told this past week in my first week of CRNA school was by our program director. He told us all, he said, welcome. You are no longer the best on the team. You are now on a team of the best. Be a respectable person and be the type of teammate you would want to have. So good luck on your journey. Best of luck to all of you. And have a good day.
But you got your friends too. But you got your friends too. Better believe it,